You know how crazy my...
I don't know, what do you mean?
I'm in class. Anyways, you know how serious my PTSD is from my mom literally mention a name. Like, that's how PTSD'd I am. Congratulations to Michelle Yeoh, who won the first lead actress as an Asian for Oscar, which I think is super, super awesome, super inspired. Definitely a great representation of our Asian community. But then I feel like super inspired when Asian people in America winning any kind of awards, to be honest, but Oscar is definitely a big one. So I was like, that was super amazing and inspirational. But yeah, at the same time, I haven't watched the movie, so I would not go too deep into it. And later this day, I saw one post about Asian parents this week be like, yeah, and I found that super relevant. See, this is us Asian, right? Like, we love our people representing our community. But then one second, we know that these people are gonna be all over the news and our parents is going to talk about it as well. Like, parents, honestly, parents cannot shut up about other people's kids. And it just gives me so much PTSD. I reposted that post today and I found a lot of my Asian friends second that post. Even some of the actor, but of course, again, congratulations. I'm like very stressed, honestly, because I have to figure out some of my visa, and that reminds me, I'm not American, I'm Chinese, and yeah, that's a struggle I have to go through as an international student, that like a lot of people are not very familiar with that side of me, which honestly I have so many story that I can share with just being international students. Yeah, back to the point of Asian parents. You know what's crazy about Asian parents is that they are literally why I'm not blaming them. Matter of fact, anybody who know me knew that I love my parents so uncomfortably, okay? I love my mom, I love my dad. For them able to support me whatsoever, I love that fact. And I can be nothing but grateful for that. But just the one little thing about Asian parents that we both know that they compare kids. I think it's the fact that, especially in China, they were not able to have our own siblings. Then they start comparing other kids like our own siblings. Like the comfort level they're able to talk about other people's kids, be like, I'd rather have my own sibling bullying me, like, for real. So yeah, that's being a single child. A lot of people say being a single child meaning that you have a single child syndrome, which I was like, you know, being spoiled equals to all attention, equals to all stress level released from your parents towards you, all aggression level they released towards you. Is it worth it? I'd rather have a sibling, to be honest, at this point. That's also when I made the video about I want to have 10 babies, like 10 Chinese babies. They don't have to be Chinese, to be honest. I rather want other race to experience that passive aggressiveness, comparison, academic anxiety, and comparison anxiety. I'm gonna pass it on into my offsprings. And other race had to, other nationality and race, race, non-Asian race should feel that too. You know, reciprocate energy. My partners feel like side eye. Anyways, I want to go back to the point that the joke I make earlier about why haven't I won an Oscar yet? Why haven't I become a doctor yet? Why haven't I graduated from master yet? You know what's funny? Like, every little comments my parents made my anxiety. I'm in class. Holy, sorry. I thought they were in breakout room. Oops. Asian be like, 1 second we're celebrating other people's achievement, next second we're feeling anxious because any seconds your parents will do this settle, passive aggressive, you know, they thought there are slick behavior of posting, retweeting, or reposting people's achievement in the family group chat. And one person is going to be like, oh, this person is so great, nothing to do with their kids, nothing to do with any of people's kids. I'm talking about the family chat, right? But then either part of the family, the mom, the uncle will be like, blah blah blah, either it's me or my cousin or who, either younger or older, doesn't matter what age group they are, they're going to be roasted for example, not receiving Oscar, not graduating from school, not able to get A's, not able to marry somebody who's rich, any type of reasons. That's why we block our parents and family members on socials. My mom, till this day, will still attempt to do it, but I block her on everything. Well, unless it's like WeChat, which I only talk about my success, and so she can brag it and flex it in front of her friends. And let's be honest, we do that for only the parents' eyes see, like whatever the group that is only for parents, and we only post bubbly, cute, unicorn, made-up stories that about ourselves, so our parents can feel a little bit balanced mentally. And don't lie, all Asian kids do that. I believe nowadays all American people do it too. Well, I mean, not Asian people do it too, but am I not right? I'm not being straight up. But yeah. That's something that we realize about being Asian. We are under constant comparison to the point that we typically having this FOMOs that a lot of time we just don't want to be left out, and we want to always be at least not the best but above average. So whenever my parents can talk about certain people, I don't have to have a certain traits that is significantly behind that person or worse than that person. I'm really thinking about my whole existence right now. You can do it with me if you're Asian. And, you know, expanding on the story of Asian parents comparing their kids, sometimes these people are not even existing. Like, my mom will say a random name. For example, this is an example I want to tell you guys. Well, I want to show you guys. Let's just use Ling Ling because my two brain cells not as working as efficient right now. Ling Ling from Uncle John, Uncle Lee's house. That you know her, right? She's from your elementary class, got into Harvard. And I'm like, and I will pause at this point. Like I used to get super triggered. I was like, why you say that? Why is that? Like I will react and all that kind of stuff. But you know, I'm seeing all this like game being played, and she's trying to manipulate in certain ways, and I'm like, you know, hold on, mom, just continue talking. And I'll let her talk, right? I nod. I'd be like, you're so right. Like I will literally just sometimes I do this just as a gap filler. It must sound bad. It's literally when you are doing the same thing to your partners, when they're not making sense, but you don't want to piss them off, so you start nodding. But in deep of your head, you're like, what the heck? I'm sorry, that was terrible. But you know, I don't get offended as used to anymore because I am happily where I want to be. Not there yet, but I am happy to be heading towards where I want to be, and I have my own actions. And I know how to tell good story just as the other kids do, because I'm pretty sure that a lot of stories that they tell or that they told their parents are made up. Asian kids are sneaky. Like, if you're Asian and your parents are strict and you've been through some sort of PTSD because your parents are strict, you're sneaky. Certified sneaks. But yeah, it's not we're lying. We are storytelling. Anyways, I think I am done with my rant. I can't even speak English. I'm done with my rant. And again, I honestly, whenever who is able to represent Asian community, super happy about it. So that's also inspiration of me trying to be somewhat influential in any certain ways. But I guess at this point I made way too many jokes, and then my parents be like, we spend monies to send you to America for you to go through comedian school and tell jokes about how horrible we were. I think they were gonna be super pissed. But if you're Asian, you know you love your parents, and because of them, I mean, if not them, you're not gonna make it here. I have to say that. So even though I made so many jokes and horrible comments about my parents, at the end of the day, I couldn't think more than them, because honestly, whenever I run into troubles or whenever I just can't hold it to myself anymore, I think about how strong my mom is whenever she sent me abroad to study when she can't see me for more than 3 years. I thought about how strong a woman she is, and also how my dad, how masculine and how supportive and how much a leader my dad is, as he is financially supporting this family while providing me a safe mental space for me as a girl, showing me how I should rely on him no matter what, and my needs can be met by him supporting, and my mom supporting in the way that is she work on herself and all that kind of stuff. Like, honestly, my parents at this point deserve an Oscar. It just made me so happy to say that. And I actually expressed that I used to not be like this. I used to blame him. You saw me making all these videos, thought that I actually don't feel as grateful as I am. The true fact is, I talk a lot about my parents, and I tell my friends about my parents. I tell my loved one about my parents. I tell my parents, express how grateful I am and how much a brat and spoiled brat I was, even though I could not blame them. But I did experience certain stress and anxiety caused by, not caused, or I experienced because I was under this comparison, and I wasn't really academically strong. But still, I made it here, and that was just a heartfelt message I wanted to send to the universe. And hopefully, when my parents can't speak English, they're able to understand it. Okay. I'm done. You know what's funny? They don't even speak English. They're like, why can't you get an A on... Honey, you don't speak English. Don't expect me to get an 8 on my exam.